Hello everyone, we are back again with our latest video on SQL Tutorial Ebikacho by Ebikacho Groups. And this is day 3 set 0.1 of 30-day SQL interview series. And this video is getting recorded on 1st May 2025. So without any delay, let's move on to the first question of this video. So here we will resolve the query based question first and then we will move on to the theoretical part. Okay, so the first question for this is how to write a query to find all employees who joined in the year 2020. Okay, so basically we have created all the tables for these queries and we will move on to SSMS and check the execution of each of the questions one by one. Okay, so paste first question. Now open the database. So SQL interview database. Now new query. Paste this question here. Then what we need to do? We have the employee table in which we will find out those employees who have joined in the year 2020. Okay, so first of all check the data for employees table what we have. So select star from employees and now execute this to check the data. So in employees table what we have the ID, name, department, country, age, salary and date of joining. And now what we need to find out, we need to find out those employees whose date of joining is the year 2020. So here you can see the date of joining is in date data type. Now we need the year part from that. So how to extract the year part? So we will use the year function here and that is a date time function. So for a date time function we have created a detailed video on our channel. So after this interview you must need to go and check that date and time function video. So there we have explained all the date time functions and that is a very important video for working in SQL. Okay, so the solution for this particular question will be like select star from employees and then where year of year part. So year, so what year function will do, year function will extract the year part from date of joining. Okay, so where year date of joining is equals to in quotation 2020 and this is the final solution for this particular question. Now execute this and check the output. So here you can see we are getting all those employees who have joined in the year 2020. Okay, now move on to the next question. So next what we have, the second question. So write a query to find employees whose name starts with A. Okay, so we need to find out those employees whose name is starting with the letter A. So for this what we need to apply, you can comment that also. So we need to apply the wildcard operator which is like operator. So the solution for this will be like select star from employees and we have already discussed these functions in detail in our previous videos. So those links you will get in our description or also you can visit to our channel and check that videos. So select star from employees and what we need to check out, we need to check those employees whose name start with A. Okay, so where name like starting with A, so A will be coming at first and then the modulus sign. So what it is representing, it is representing starting is A and anything will be after A. So if we need the name of employees which is ending with A, then what we need to do, just we need to put this modulus sign before A, means anything before A and A is at the end. Okay, but here we need the starting with A. So this is the query and this is the final query that you will provide to the interviewer for this particular question. Now execute this and check the result set. So here you can see we are getting all those employees whose name is starting with the letter A. Okay, now move on to the next question. So next what we have, next we have how can you find out employees who do not have a manager. Okay, so basically for this question we have a separate table which is employees manager. So first of all go and check the table first and then we will find out the solution for this particular question. So select star from employees manager and if you need the script for these tables and the data in these table, then you can check our telegram channel. There we have already posted, there we are posting all these data sets and anything important that we load there. Okay, so you can join our telegram channel for table scripts and data sets. Okay, so here in this table you can see we have the employee ID, employee name, manager ID and supervisor ID. And by the data what you will understand, like Alice, the manager ID for Alice is null, so Alice do not have any manager. Then for Bob it's 1, so Alice is the manager of Bob. And Charlie, for Charlie manager is Alice. And for David manager is 2, means manager is Bob. And for Eve manager is Bob. Okay, so now we need to find out that record which do not have any manager, means Alice record we want. So the query for this will be like, so here we need to use the concept of self joining. Okay, so we will join the employee manager table with itself, and then we will find out the solution for this particular question. And for joins also, we have created a detailed video on our channel that you must need to go and check after this interview question series. Okay, so select star from, so what we need to write, so the final query for this will be like, remove this. Now select, we need the name of the employee. So first of all, write the table names. So from, so that intelligence will work for us and we don't need to type the name of the columns, and consider it as A, employee manager table as A. And then we need to put a left join on itself. So left join on employee manager as B. Now the twist is here on putting the condition. So what will be the condition? On A dot manager ID, A dot manager ID is equals to B dot employee ID, because manager of someone is employee also. Okay, so A dot manager is equals to B dot employee ID. Okay, now we need to find out A dot employee name, and then comma B dot employee name. And here for Alice, the manager ID will, the employee name will come null, because this is not matching record from the left table, which is employee manager, because he don't have any manager. Okay, so manager ID is null there, so the employee name will also come as null. So now here we will put a is null condition. So is null, what is null is doing? So is null is eliminating the null value. If there is a null value, then it will eliminate with a certain given text or string. Okay, so is null B dot employee name, so we will eliminate this null value from no manager. Okay, so no manager, and this is the final query that you need to provide to the interviewer. So all these concepts we have already discussed in our previous videos, like is null, coalesce, and self join, left join, right join. So you need to go and check our join videos also, that the link you will get in our description. Okay, now execute this, and this is the final query that you need to provide to the interviewer. So execute. So here you can see Bob has Alice as the manager and Alice have no manager. Okay. And Charlie have Alice as manager, David have Bob as manager, and Eve has Bob as manager. Okay. So this is clear to everyone. Now move on to the next question. So any question if you don't understand, then let us know in comment. We will provide you separate solution for that, and we will make you understand that particular question in the comment itself, or if needed we will create a separate video for that also. Okay, so now the fourth question. So fourth question, what it is telling, how to find the department with highest number of employees. Okay, so basically we need to find out the department which have highest number of employees. So the solution for this will be like, and this is a good question also, so you need to remember this question and know the logic for this. So we will use the employees table. So select star from employees. Okay, now here you can see we have different departments. Okay, CS, IT, HR. Now we need to find out the department with highest number of employees, which department has highest number of employees. So the solution for this is very simple. Just you need to write like, select department and comma count of employees. So we will find out count of ID as number of employees. Okay, this is clear. Like we are finding count of employees on the basis of department. So we will now put the department in group by clause. Okay, because it is neither contained in any aggregate function and nor in group by clause, so it will throw the error. And we need our record as per department, so we need to do the grouping as per the department. Now group it, group, group by department, DEPT. And now what we need, so if you distribute the questions in part by part, then it will be easy for you to solve that. So the next part will be like how to find the department with highest number of employees. So number of employees here we are finding out, and then for the highest number of employees we need a single record. So we need to put a select top one department and count of ID from the employees table, and then group by department, and then here we need to mention order by count id descending. So count id descending will provide us the highest number of employees. Okay, and this is the final query that you need to provide to the interviewer for this particular question. Now execute this, and here we will get the department with highest number of employees, which is 4. HR department with 4 number of employees. Okay, now move on to the next question. So next what we have? We have the fifth question. So how to get the count of employees in each department? Okay, now we need to find out the count of employees in each department. Okay, so the solution for this is very simple. Just we need to check for all the records. So select department, department table name first we will mention. So from employees table, so that intelligence will work for us. So select department and then count of id, count of id as employee count, employees count. Okay, and now we need the record as per the, so what is the difference here? Select department. Okay, employee manager table is selected. Now employees table we need now. Select star from employees. So department and count of id from employees, as employee count from employees. And now we need the count as per department, so we need to group our record set by department. So group by OUP, group by department. Okay, and this is the final solution that you need to provide to the interviewer for this particular question. Now execute this and check the result set. So you can see here CS has 4 employees, HR has 4 employees, and IT has 4 employees. This is clear. Now move on to the next question. Okay, so next we are going to start the theoretical based question. So we will increase our screen size. Okay, now move on to the theoretical question. So what it is asking? So sixth question, can we use with schema binding in stored procedures? Okay, so the answer will be like no, we cannot use with schema binding clause in stored procedure. Okay, so these questions are generally asked to check your knowledge about if you know about with schema binding concept or not, and where you have applied it or not. So for real time scenario, the interviewer will ask you these kind of questions. So give a short and descriptive solution to that, answer to any of the question, and don't go in depth, otherwise they will ask more questions. Okay, so now the seventh question. So will below script correct or not? If not, what is the wrong with this? So basically here the script is like this, like create view and then view name with schema binding, as select star from dbo.employees. So two factor name it has given, but the query is wrong because it has used the select star. In schema binding, in schema binding views or materialized view, we cannot use directly select star. We just need to mention the column names also. So once this is completed, this theoretical part, we will move on to SSMS and check why this particular query is wrong and how to correct it. Okay, now the eighth question. So is view stored data physically apart from table or not? So the answer for this will be like a view is just a macro. It has no precedent, not it has no persistent storage. So the underlying table data is stored in MDF file, but it's not always true. Creating a clustered index on the view materializes its data on disk. So basically when you create a clustered index on top of a view, the view will get materialized and the data is get stored into disk. So this case is not true always, like the views do not store physical data. The view can store physical data once it gets materialized. Okay, so giving the view a physical dimension as opposed to its normal virtual role. Okay, so you know the answer, like what is the case where the view is storing its physical data. So whenever we create a cluster index on top of a view, it gets materialized and its data is get stored on disk also. Okay, so this is clear. Now move on to the next question, and for this particular thing we will create a separate detailed video also, because it is in a it is a topic in itself. Okay, so understanding the working of materialized view and how to make a normal view as materialized view. So we already have a view video on our channel, so that you can check there also. We have explained this in details. Okay, now move on to the next question. So next what we have, what are the purpose of creating views? Okay, so the answer for this is like view is used for the following purposes, which are security. So basically we can provide the number of columns that we want to the required person. Only those columns we will define in the view that we want them to see. Okay, so for security purpose it is very good. And then faster response. So basically we can use tables with no locks in our views, and the views will provide us the faster response without any locks and all. And the third one is complex querying. So basically we can write multiple complex queries in our view and use the view directly in store procedure or somewhere it is required. Okay, so now move on to the last question. So 10th question, what is an index? So this is a very good concept like index. We have already created a video on index that you can go and check after this interview series. First of all, check the answer for this. So what is an index? So indexes of SQL Server are similar to indexes in books. So they help SQL Server retrieve the data quicker. And index is a database object which can be created on one or more columns. So when creating the index, we'll read the column and forms a relevant data structure to minimize the number of data comparisons. So the index will improve the performance of data retrieval and add some overhead on data modification such as create, delete and modify. So it depends on how much data retrieval can be performed on table versus how much of data manipulation language command insert, delete and update operations. Okay, so this is clear. And for index, we have already provided a video, detailed video on our channel. So for if you want to go deep dive into index, then you can check that video also. And that video link you will find out in our channel description. Okay, now first of all move on and check this particular query, why this query is wrong and what we will do to make this correct. Okay, move on to SSMS. So paste this query. So here you can see create view name it has provided, and then with schema binding as select star from dbo.employees. So when we execute this, what error we are getting? So syntax error. Syntax star is not allowed in schema bounded object. So basically when we provide column name here, like name we will take and some more column like department we will take, and then when we execute this, then this particular query will execute fine, because in schema bounded view we need to provide the columns name also. Okay, so thank you everyone, thank you for watching. Do like, share and subscribe, and many more videos are on the way. And today only we will put a set 2 for day 3 also, so be ready for that also. Practice this first and then move on to the day 3 question. So all questions are related to each of them. Okay, so basically you need to go through part 1, part 2, part 3 and so on. Okay, and daily practice these questions for 30 days and I assure you, you will land up on a high paying job. So thank you everyone, thank you for watching, and the table data sets and scripts will be available on our Telegram channel. So you can join the channel from here, or you can get the link in our description and also on our channel page description. Thank you everyone.